So we'll start from this problem. So this problem is WACC and convertible debt. So this question was asked in December 2012. We'll go through the information. So the question that they want is calculate the market value after tax weighted average cost of capital of BCO, explaining clearly any assumptions you make. So you can make some assumptions also here, but if you make any assumptions, just give a note as to what you have done so that the marker can find out how you have made that assumption. So information states the SOFP of BCO is as follows. We have ordinary shares of $1 nominal value. We have reserves. We have non-current liabilities. Two are there. So one is a 7% convertible bond and another is a 5% preference share. Then we have current liabilities. So BCO has an equity beta of 1.2 and the ex-dividend market value of equity is 125 million. So this is the whole amount. The ex-interest market value of convertible bond is 21 million and the ex-dividend market value of preference share is 6.25 million. So all the value or amount of capital in market terms is given. So we don't need to find that. So our job is only in finding out the KE, KD and KP. The convertible bonds of BCO has a conversion ratio of 19 ordinary shares per bond. So if you want to convert your bond into shares, you can convert it into 19 shares. The conversion date and redemption date are both on the same date in 5 years time. So you can convert it as a share or keep it or give it as a bond in 5 years time. The ordinary share price of BCO is expected to increase by 4% per year for the foreseeable future. So the share price is going to increase at 4% for the next 5 years time. The overdraft has a variable interest which is currently 6% per year and BCO expects this to increase in the near future. So the overdraft has a variable interest cost. So variable interest cost keeps fluctuating. So we can't have overdraft as a long-term finance. It's a short-term finance only. The overdraft has not changed in size over the last financial year. Although 1 year ago the overdraft interest rate was 4%. The company's bank will not allow the overdraft to increase from its current level. So the assumption here that the question wants you to make regarding this overdraft only. So is overdraft a long-term liability or a short-term liability? That is your assumption. As per our assumption and also the ACCA's answer assumption is it is a short-term finance because one, the variable interest keeps changing. Okay, normally in a 5-year bond or a 6-year bond, the interest does not change. So as the interest is changing for overdraft finance, it cannot be considered as a long-term source of finance. Okay, so that's what they have given, and there's no numerical treatment for this part of the problem. And finally, equity risk premium is 5% per year, and the risk-free rate of return is 4%. So RM minus RF is 5%. And RF is 4%. BCO pays profit tax at an annual rate of 30%. So the tax rate is 30%. So we have to find out the market value after tax weighted average cost of capital. That's about the question. So we'll start. So definitely we have to work out the KE, KD, convertible bond and KP. So three things we have to compute. We have the table. So source, amount, working note, the proportion, the cost again, then working note, then proportion into cost. So I have created the table already. So our job is to find out. So we'll first insert the numbers that we already have. So the market value of amount is 125 for equity. So this amount is in terms of million. So we'll mark that. Equity is 125 million. Then we have the convertible bond which is 21 million. So then we have preference shares which are 6.25 million. Okay, so first we'll get the total of it, all the three put together. So we got 152.5. so we have already worked it out. So we have got our numbers. So this number, if you see, It's 59 divided by 152.25, the total number. So proportionately we have calculated for other numbers also. So the total of this should come to 1. It has come. From here on we have to find out these numbers. So we'll mark it as working note number 1, 2 and 3. So we'll find out. So we'll start from here. Working note. So the first working note is to find out the KE. So we'll find it out. The KE formula, again it's a RF plus beta RM minus RF. It's the same formula. So individually we'll find out each number. So first we'll find out RF, then we'll find out beta, then we'll find out RM. Okay, so we'll find out these numbers. RF, it was here somewhere. So BKO has an equity beta of 1.2. So beta is 1.2. These numbers RF and RM was at the below. So if you see, the equity risk premium is 5%. So equity risk premium is RM minus RF. So that is what the equity risk premium refers to, and that comes to 5%, and RF comes to 4%. Okay, so RM minus RF is the equity premium, and that comes to 5%. So now we'll work out the formula. So KE is equal to what number? To this number. So 4 plus, open the bracket, beta is 1.2 and multiplied by RM minus RF, that comes to 5. So close the bracket, you will get the answer. The answer comes to 10. This 10 you can directly put it in here. The cost of equity is 10. Okay, done. We'll move on to the second working note. So the second working note is to find out the KD. KD is the convertible bond. So to find out the convertible bond, we need the IRR. So we'll work out the IRR. So the IRR comes as a table. So we have to set the table. So I have already set the table. Our job is to just insert the numbers. So we'll insert them. So we'll get these numbers. The first one is the current market value of the bond. The current market value of the bond is not given at all in this problem, but it is given as 21 million. So first we have to find out that the current market value of the bond is, of a single bond, is, total value is 21 million. If you take the face value of the book value is only 20. So it is divided by 20. Okay, but each bond has a price of 100. So if you multiply, you will get the value of a single bond. The value of a single bond is 105. So that has to be coming in the cash flow part. So that's about the cash flow part. So the next one is the interest. So we'll find out the interest here. Interest after tax is what we want. So the interest after tax works like this. Currently the bond is paying 7%, and after tax it is 25%. 30% is the tax. So we'll put like this: 7% into 30%. 1 minus 0.3. Close the bracket. Get the answer. It comes to 4.9. So this is going to be an inflow. So that is always 4.9. So the next step is to find out the redemption value. The redemption value is a separate calculation, because the redemption value is equals to, okay, the redemption value equals to higher of bond redemption value and the converted share value So that is what the redemption value will be. So that calculation we will do it separately, and our current job is to find out that redemption value in terms of converted share value. So we'll find out that. So we'll find out the converted share value. Okay, so the converted share value, first we have to find out what would be the future value of each share. Okay, that is what we have to find out. So that is equal to, what is the value of the share today? So the value of the share again today would be here. No, they have not given what is the share price, but we can find out again through this format. 125 million is the total equity value and 25 million is the nominal face value. So first we will find out, rather than this, we will find out the current market value per share. First we will find out that. So that comes to 125 is the market value divided by the book value is 25. So you will get the increase in value of the share multiplied by the value of each single share. So you will get 5. 5 is the current market value per share. As you got this, then it's easier to find out the future value of shares. Per share today is 5 multiplied by the compounding. The compounding is going to be, it's going to increase at here the ordinary shares of BKB Co is expected to increase by 4%. So it is going to increase by 4%. So it's 1.04 to the power of how many years it is going to increase? It's going to increase for as long as the bond period. The bond period is going to be 5 years time. The conversion date and the redemption date are both on the 5 on the same date in 5 years time. So you can take the 5. See, this formula is nothing but the compounding formula where where the principal, okay, P into 1 plus R to the power of n. That is what this formula is. So we'll have the answer. So the answer comes to 6 point this number. So if you want, we can even put another bracket to solve this first. It comes to the same answer. Okay, if you want, we'll put like this. The formula, this formula is principal into 1 plus R to the power of n. So this was the formula used here. That's a compounding formula. So this is the fair value of each share. We don't want the fair value of each share. What we want is that the converted, how many shares are being converted? It can be converted into 19 shares. Okay, each bond can be converted into 19 shares. So that is the work that we want. So we'll take this number, multiply by 19. So if you're going to convert your bond, you will be like getting 115.5 worth of shares. Okay, so we'll go here. The share worth is 115 point, we'll take it as 6, or okay, so we'll put it on this side. The converted share value is 115.6, or you will get the bond value. The bond is going to be redeemed at how? Is it going to be redeemed at premium? That we have to check. Okay, so the redemption is, they have not given any premium at which it is going to be redeemed. If no premium is given, then it means that it will be redeemed at the face value. It is either 100 or 115.6. So whichever is higher, so the higher is the redemption value is going to be 115.6. So you can take that number and you can put it here. It's going to be, okay, 115.6. So this is going to, these cash flows are going to occur like this. This is today. This is from the first year to how many years we have the bond's life. The bond's life is 5 years. So for 5 years, the redemption value will occur on the 5th year end. So that's about it. and we'll find it out for a discount factor at 6%. Okay, the bond is 7 and the after tax interest is 4.9. So we'll work out for 6% and we'll see. Zeroth year cash flow is always 1. So for this we have to look at, for interest after tax, we have to look at the annuity factor table, and for the redemption value we have to look at the discount factor table. Okay, this number should be looked at the annuity factor table 6% 5 years. This should be looked at discount factor table 6% 5 years. So the numbers work like this. So we'll multiply these cash flows and we will get the present value. Add all of this, you will get the net present value of the bond at 6%. It comes to 0.59. As this is giving us a positive number, we have to get a negative number. We'll take 7% and let's see how it works. Okay, so the first year will always be 1. Then we have to find out the other numbers. So we'll start from the annuity factor table. 7% for 5 years comes to 4.1, and for the discount factor table 7% at 5 years comes to 0.713. So we have got it. Be careful with the multiplication here. The multiplication is that the discount factors into this cash flow equal multiply, get the same formula. Done. Now let's come to a negative number. Now we can find out the IRR. So IRR will be this formula. So we'll quickly do it. Low discount factor is 6% and NPV at a lower discount factor is 0.6. we'll take. This number has to be divided by again 0.6 minus again a minus 2.5. we'll take it as 2.5. so this number will give you an answer, and finally you have to multiply all this into 6 minus 7 minus 6 minus 6. So that will give us our answer. So we'll quickly work out. Again 6 will be there. We'll solve this number. It comes to, okay, multiplied by 1, okay, or multiplied by 1. So multiplied by 1 will give you the same, 6 will give you the same. So both these should be added. 6 plus this should be added. So the answer comes to 6.19. That comes to 6.2. We'll take that here. Okay, there's still one more left, that is the preference share. So that is going to be the KP. Third working note is KP. KP is like very simple here. So it's dividend. It's a 5% on the nominal value of 1. Okay, so we can quickly compute it. So the formula for KP is the dividend divided by the market value. Okay, either you can find it out in per share dividend or the whole dividend. So we'll find it out through the whole dividend. So dividend will be like equaling to 5% into 10 million shares, 10 million worth of numbers. So it is 5% into 10 million, and the market value was it was here somewhere, 6.25. so that comes to 6.25. So if we get the KP, the KP will be the KP will be so it comes to 0.08. So that is in terms of percentage. So if you want a whole number, if you want a percentage full number, it has to be multiplied by 100. So we'll also do it for the formula. It's into 100. It comes to 8. Our KP is 8. So we'll take that 8 and we'll put it here. So we got our WACC. Our WACC comes to 9.4. So our WACC comes to 9.4. So that is our answer. So let's see whether there's any discussion question. The only discussion question is explaining any clearly assumptions you make. So we'll make that assumption also. So the note is note assumption. Okay. The overdraft is not considered as the rate of interest is fluctuating every year, comma, hence it is not considered as a long-term finance or financial source. Okay, so that's about the note. So that's why we have ignored the OD. So finally we got answer. If you want, you can make certain things like highlighted. We'll make the source working note. This will make highlight. The table here we'll highlight it, and the formula, if you want, you can highlight it, and you're gonna highlight the KP. So that's about the answer. Thank you for watching this video. We'll meet in the next video.